Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Oh, man. I love it when Bob gets to talk about his old girlfriend, Catherine Mary Stewart, who flew off to Canada and no one's ever heard of her before.
What's Canada?
It's a place that you've never heard of. What's going on, Kevin?
Yeah, so you guys are still trapped in the hack.
No.
It's been a little while, but you in fact, you're beginning to wonder if there is an outside world. And you are hunting down Glitch, the Glitch gremlin who has trapped you here as part of the sabotage inflicted by Talos. And you've moved from one holovid sequence to another, gone through 5 so far, but with Hecubino's relentless, dogged pursuit of the gremlin, you're hoping you can stop Glitch and break free of his holographic ensnarement. Maybe this time you'll pierce through whatever illusions he has set up for you, unlike last time.
On Critical Hit.
On Critical Hit.
On Critical Hit.
On Critical Hit.
So you had just gone through the bright light transition exit again, which is becoming all too familiar. And when the light passes over you, Amu certainly might understand this from a more clinical perspective. Everybody else just might feel it as a gut feeling. But you're wondering, how much exposure to this holographic environment with none of the safeties on is affecting you. Like when these bright lights just blare through you, you kind of feel dizzy and at a loss, and you're hungry and thirsty. You're like, wait, when was the last time I ate? Things like that.
Great.
Yeah.
How long have we been in here?
That's a good question. So you emerge from that bright light into a humid, vast jungle. It's the canopy is thick. There's lots of strange sounds of unknown alien creatures in the distance. There's some brightly colored fruit growing from unlikely plants. You're like, oh, I always assumed that came up from a tree. It's like, no, it comes straight up from the ground and sprouts off into giant stars. That's where that fruit comes from. Skritic, you think you might recognize this after a moment? And sure enough, just a little bit after you guys get your basic bearings, you hear a narrator who seems to be speaking again across the entire field, or the entire jungle, the entire hollow suite, as probably. They're an elite team stranded on a remote jungle planet, led by one of the great survivor hunters, Skritic. But after failing in last week's Coconut Cabana Construction Challenge, Skritic and his team face possible elimination this week. And they are up against the Hunter. It kills for sport and your entertainment. Want to know what you're playing for? Your life on Hunters, Ghost Killer Island.
All right, guys, let's...
Skritic, you didn't tell us you were on Ghost Hunter Island.
Seems like, okay, everyone be on your toes.
We don't have any toes.
Nor do I.
Figure of expression.
I lift my foot up and there's a crushed butterfly underneath. Oops.
Like I'm gonna start rigging up some traps and pitfalls. Hey, you're gonna be looking for that gremlin thing?
Yep.
All right. Everyone stay close. Don't lick anything.
Skritic, you can recognize this. You've seen many episodes of different seasons of Hunters. This one's just from Ghost Killer Island, where the infamous Ghost Killer Hunter will assassinate you all one by one when you're left out in the jungle. But you do know that you have to, when you're up for elimination, you have to get back to safety, probably back to your coconut cabanas that you built on the previous week, based off of your cultural understanding of how the show works. So staying in one place won't work, though building traps is an excellent idea on Hunters in general.
All right. Well, if I remember correctly, I think home base is back that way. I guess let's get moving.
Okay.
Oh yeah, tell us all about Hunters while we're moving.
Well, it's a survivor competition, hunters versus hunted. Generally, you have to be quick or dead, so let's get moving. Also,
how many episodes were you on?
Oh, I'm not on any episodes. I just watched a lot.
Oh. I didn't realize that Glitch was messing with it. I thought that was like your whole deal.
Not anything so televised.
It's pretty common practice for in holovids, and maybe Glitch adjusted this one, but maybe not. For there to be like insert name here,
Sure.
Where it's adjusted to you and you're a participant, because these are people definitely watch them as traditional infosphere shows, but then with various VR technology, you get to be part of the show.
Well, you should go on Hunters after we're done with Drifters.
Yeah.
Can we make more friends there?
I don't know.
If I don't get
most of the people in Hunters
payoff,
are
maybe.
explicitly not out to make friends.
Oh,
Yeah, friendship's really not the name of the game. We should probably quiet down. We're making ourselves pretty good targets here.
Sorry.
And speaking of that, when you quiet down, you hear a humming sound. Actually, not just a humming. It sounds like a singing sound. And after just a moment of that singing, it gets much, much louder as a floating disc shoots by and goes straight for Hecubino's throat.
I push him back out of the way.
Well, Hecubino is flat-footed, so Hecubino's kinetic armor class, please. Or actually, no, it's a sonic attack. Energy armor class, please.
15.
15. Yeah, you're going to be hit for 18 sonic damage. The disc, as it approaches, it just ever so slightly pierces your skin, but the vibrations are really what cause all the harm. And from right where it came by, you feel like you've got a bunch of a giant bruise, basically. Amu, you can identify that he probably has several micro fractures and lots of his blood vessels have burst in that area and stuff like that.
What?
Can we tell from which direction that came from?
Oh, the disc then flies back into the jungle, moving, like all disc-shaped weapons back to its whoever threw it.
Yeah, that's what discs do.
You do not see anything in the jungle. I mean, you see lots of things. You see plants. You see, although the local wildlife has quieted down a bit.
So is this like the ghost hunter?
Yes. Should we scatter?
Is it a real ghost?
No, it's just figurative.
Oh, okay.
No, it hunts ghosts by that name.
Should we run after
Why is it hunting
or
us?
try to all go in the right direction or run towards the cabana?
I think going towards the cabana would be a good idea.
All right, let's run then.
All right. Gonna slip into the foliage and try to disappear.
About
You guys take off running through the foliage?
As fast as we can.
that.
All right. So
I'm gonna
gonna
try to go a bit more sneakier.
Okay, so some of you are going fast, some of you are going slow, some of you are sneaking. Why don't we go through one by one and you tell me what you're doing? We'll start with Skritic.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip into the dense foliage and try to disappear and see if maybe our ghost hunter, takes the bait on anyone rabbiting.
All right. Vangi.
Vangi's super fast, so she's just gonna like try to run ahead and like also be, she'll pull out her burner and possibly also like just start like creating some like low level, have it ready in case she needs to shoot it at someone.
Need to clear some of this jungle
Yeah,
with your
exactly.
flamethrower.
Yep.
Okay. Hecubino.
Activate detect thoughts and run towards the cabana.
Sure. You don't know where the cabana is, but Skritic has pointed you in a direction, so that's a guess.
Sure.
But you're activating detect thoughts, okay? And running, following Vangi, probably. Quentin.
I'm going to hover as casually as possible while moving quickly.
Ooh, some casual hovering going on. Wouldn't want it to seem too rushed or concerned. Okay, Bob.
I'm going to reroute some of my system's coolant so that my outer covering matches the surrounding environment's temperature, and then I'm going to book it as fast as I can.
Trying to make some temperature controls.
Yes,
Amu.
I don't want anybody to see my heat signature.
We are very much out of our element here. Both figuratively
You were in your
and
element
literally.
with the Bladefish.
Can we try to literally scatter?
You do require being one cohesive person. If you were to scatter, you would lose your mind.
That's fair.
Unless all the pieces of you were reassembled.
We try to sneak because we ain't going fast. That's for certain.
All right. So Skritic and Amu are sneaking. Vangi is running. Hecubino is detect thoughtsing and running. Quentin is casually moving. And Bob is adjusting his temperature. So Skritic and Amu, why don't you guys give me stealth checks?
All right.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good roll considering your stealth mod. Good work, Rob. Not nearly as good as Skritic's here. Skritic's.
Show off.
Wow, that was a 19 too. That's very good. Okay, so with a 16 from Amu and a 35 from Skritic, you feel pretty comfortable about your stealth, Skritic, but Amu, he's doing okay. But this is the Ghost Killer. It's got all sorts of extra senses. It's kind of a hit and run style fighter. It's naturally invisible itself, or well, it has an invisibility field. So
Guys, I figured out the solution. It's mud.
Well,
I ain't got time to bleed.
Speaking of which, let's go ahead and give Bob, I will say, you're leaking your own coolant. I will give you a slightly harder engineering check or a medicine check upon yourself.
I will go with engineering.
Cool.
And whoops, let's see.
Hey.
I get a 18.
Yeah, that's not bad. So you're not sure why he's doing that, but it does seem to work. Like you do lower your or adjust your temperature. You actually need to like make it match the surroundings.
Yep.
While Vangie tears off, and Hecubino and Quentin, and I assume probably Bob as well is moving.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Are not far behind, and Skritic and Amu are probably bringing up the rear, just because they're sneaking, and Amu is
Low as molasses, anyways.
Yep. All right. So, Vangie, you're in the lead.
Okay.
So why don't you give me a perception check?
Because I'm very mediocre at those. All right, so that would just be like if you're don't have any ranks in that. Oh wait, is perception? No, this is not one of the games where like everyone gets.
No, this isn't like Pathfinder 2nd Edition. This is. Yeah.
All right, so it's gonna be a roll of a d20. Which is an 8.
All right. Nothing to see here. No problems at all. Give me a reflex save.
Great. Oh, that was I missed up the mod, but still terrible at a 9.
Yeah, that's still quite bad. All right, so you take 22 electricity damage as you go into a laser net. Like you trigger a trap yourself, rush forward, and a whole like laser net shocks you, and then swings you up into the trees.
Does that still comes out of stamina, even though it's electricity,
Yeah,
right?
mhm, yeah.
Okay. So I'm now
Just
dangling
your
from a tree.
electrical stamina.
Yep, you are dangling from a tree, trapped in a net.
Fantastic. Can I try to, basically cut myself out of this net?
Sure, what with?
That's a great question. I'm guessing.
Well, while you
like,
consider that, what does everybody else do?
Do we see this happen?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
She's right in front of us.
Like, didn't
Well,
see
she
that
moves
coming.
really fast. I didn't know if this had been like a football field away.
No, I mean, she's ahead of you, but she makes some involuntary sounds when she's electrocuted.
Okay.
So you're like, oh.
It smells vaguely of smoked lizard.
Mm.
Bangy,
By
what
the
are you
way,
doing up there?
Hecubino, your detect thoughts, you have it for one round so far, so you can detect the presence of thoughts.
Okay. Any thoughts?
Well, it doesn't give you too much round one, right?
Yeah, it's like a yay or nay, right?
Yeah, so it's definitely a yay.
Okay, that's good.
There are conscious creatures that have an intelligence score of at least 1 or higher nearby. Also, there's Vangie. So,
Right.
Wait.
Dangling and being electrocuted.
Did you just call her dumb?
I said she had at least an
You're like,
intelligence of
there
1.
are intelligent creatures and also Vangie.
Yeah, I mean,
And the rest.
I've got an int
It's
of
not
13.
wrong,
It's not
but
bad.
it's cool.
That was a different island.
Can someone get me down from here?
Quentin is going to free Vangie.
Quentin goes up to try to free Vangie using one of his extensions.
Yes.
Well,
One of the rotating blades.
The net seems to be made from some pretty tough, like nanocarbon fiber mesh. It's pretty obnoxious. It starts actually sparking when you.
Don't do that.
Is it attached to a branch?
It is attached to a tree. Yeah,
I cut down the tree.
the whole tree.
No, just
Quentin
the
the
branch.
lumberjack.
He's
And
okay.
he's okay. If in doubt, you can cut the branch.
It's
It's pretty high up, unfortunately.
Nick, can you help me here?
I will clamber up the tree and start cutting through that branch.
Yeah, you can probably
myself.
you see how this trap was laid. So why don't you give me a survival check, actually?
Oh, okay. I can do that. 23?
By the way, I'd like to point out that you're just calling for Skritic. Skritic is invisible as far as you're concerned. He is
Yeah,
gone.
I just
He has
assume he's still
abandoned you.
there.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
giving
if
out my
he- if he
position so
decided
I
to
can
ditch
help
us
them
and just
out. I
take
was
the
hoping
win,
someone else would
I
let
was
her
hoping
down. But
Cabana, I'd understand.
no, I'm climbing out and I'm gonna release it.
Yep. 23, you can see
But
how this was set up. Proficiently done, but you know how to undo it. You can basically, rather than cut through branches and everything, you can just like untie the knot.
Okay. All right, I'll do that. Look out
There's a lot
below.
of pressure being applied to it, but the it's actually pretty cleverly set up such that you could untie the knot, and like she's gonna fall to the ground. By the way, you fall.
Ah,
And right as you do, Hecubino,
Yes.
got some more bad news for you. As this time it sounds like a harmony of last time, and that singing disc passes by. This time it will come close to your chest, and again just scrape by, but just leaving you feeling like you've been pummeled all over the right side of your body, as you are hit for another 19 sonic damage.
Does this game have a like total defense mechanic?
I think it does actually. Yeah. Yeah. Total defense is in fact an action. You can either fight defensively or let's do total defense. Total defense gives you a +4 bonus to your armor class. Period. It's a standard action. You can keep taking it as long as you want.
Yep, I'm not doing anything else except watching Vangie hit the floor, so I'll do that and see if that gets me out of this.
Okay. Yeah, Vangie, with Skritic's help, Vangie is able to get free of the net after just a couple of moments, and the whole crew of the Squeaky Clean, well, rather the Team Lizard Brain, we'll say, has reconvened on Vangie's position. Amu's still hiding, but he's nearby, and I'm not going to make you re-roll a stealth check. I know that would be cruel. And yeah, you guys do see that Hecubino, he takes a defensive position, but he has been hit a couple of times. Rodrigo, is Hecubino out of stamina at this point? Is he starting to take hit point damage?
No, we got a rest last time, so I got my stamina points back.
Okay, cool.
So am I still taking damage from that last one?
Oh, I mean, you always take the damage. It's just it goes to stamina first.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is my me taking a defensive action didn't make a difference on the attack roll.
Oh, you have to do that ahead of time.
Oh.
You were basically attacked by an invisible opponent who caught you flat-footed and hit you, and so that just happened. And then now you're taking the total defense action while like everybody's looking around and regrouping. So that's added to your AC going forward, but it's not retroactive.
Did he catch me flat-footed the second time?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have an opportunity to spot that?
You can go ahead and give a perception check.
26.
Yeah. Nope. He is still
19,
invisible.
you said?
I mean, that's a very, very good perception check. But we'll say actually that is good enough that you can see the area where the disc is going back to. So you know that he's stalking you from behind.
Okay. You said I had taken 19 damage?
Yes. And you can see, like, on occasion, there are like little disruptions in the foliage, or like little shimmers in the air, but you can never see the actual ghost killer himself.
Okay. So yeah, after I get smacked again, I'll be like, he's over there.
Stay behind me. She'll stand up and like look at this critic. Do we want to try to engage him, or do we want to try to just get to the safe point?
I think getting to our base is our best bet.
Okay.
Really? Because, I mean, we're deadly.
So is he.
Like, we're a lot better at fighting than we are at running.
Maybe you are.
Can I? I'm guessing. Do we have all of our normal weapons that we normally have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can I use my plasma rifle and just fire off a burst in that direction where the disc landed, and just kind of give a spray of rifle fire?
Absolutely. You can totally fire rifles into the jungle.
Nice. even fire
Like to
based.
scream while you do it. They're like, ah!
Yeah, it's like, get to the chopper. I don't know what a chopper is, but get there quick.
Oh,
Oh,
you don't need to make an attack roll. You automatically
okay.
miss.
Oh, I
You
automatically
have
miss.
a target, so you just fire into the jungle.
Does it at least catch some of the jungle on fire?
Yeah. So, more like melts it.
Oh, nice.
Because it's plasma. So it maybe some little parts catch on fire, but it's a pretty dense foliage. You don't think, it's like it's so wet and humid here too. It's like muddy, and there's strange insects crawling over you now. You think that it'd be pretty hard to start a forest fire here.
Okay. Well, I've done the best I can do. Run.
So are you guys running or staying still?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back towards the forest in like a more lateral way than they should be running towards the the base, and kind of hopefully away from the hunter killer, but again try to disappear back into the foliage.
Okay. Sneaking away, trying to now, out of curiosity, Skritic, because of your high survival and perception and stealth, you can see all of these guys as you go. So you're able to take care of yourself pretty well, but it's the rest of these guys that are going to be the problem.
Yeah, I'm more hoping just trying to find the thing and see if I can't get a good jump on him.
Oh, okay, sure.
And then, hopefully,
there doesn't seem to be any particular type of like defend other action in Starfinder, but if there's, a way, I would like to try to like stay on top of Hecubino, because my guess is that he's being specifically targeted because he's the only one that can consistently find glitch, and I'd like to keep him from dying.
There's a feat that allows you to defend other.
Well, fine.
But you can also just like generally provide him cover, like it's soft cover, and that cover is you. So like if I hit by only that amount, then I'm hitting you instead. But
okay, who's hiding?
Amu.
Okay, Amu and Skritic are hiding. Everybody else is running.
Yep.
Casually,
okay,
so as to not be noticed.
Okay.
Amu, you have used this opportunity to catch back up with the group.
Who's bleeding worse?
I mean, you're still stealth if you want, but I'm just saying, like, because of your slow movement and your stealthing, that you can even creep ahead a little bit. You're like, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna assume Amu can like change color or something, and that he's probably fine, or he's dead, and we'll have to defibrillate every one of his tiny valves when we get out of here. Everybody else, let's not. Let's move, but let's just hustle. Vangy, he seems to be coming at me from behind, so you get behind me. I'll be out front trying to spot any traps. Bob, you be on this side, keep an eye out, and someone, you be on this side and keep an eye out.
Okay.
All
So
right.
Quentin, you're now trying to stealth? Is that what you intimated?
Well, I've always been casual.
So casual.
certainly
So
will.
casual, you didn't even make a stealth check, and I didn't know that that's what you meant. But go ahead, roll a stealth check.
That's the thing about being casual.
I mean, if you wanted to like stealth at a party, sure. In the jungle,
20.
that's a pretty good check. Not bad.
So I'm covering the right side in the stealthiest manner possible. And should anything show up, I will shoot it.
To the tune of many to moocher.
All right.
That's how you stealth casual.
So, as you proceed, you think you hear behind you, Vangy, something like laughing in like a weird clicky way.
Well, like kind of basically try to keep up a defensive position to maintain my soft cover of Hecubino, but like I'll point my burner its way.
All right. And you guys continue to make some progress through the jungle. Skritic, why don't you give me a survival check to know where you're going?
Okay.
And through whispers and like signs you leave behind you, you can communicate it to others.
23.
Again, good enough.
Okay.
Good enough to find the trail of you guys probably being left out here in the first place. And also you think you see some coconuts in the distance.
Hey, you guys, over here, over here.
They have little Hermans inside them, actually. So you have... Oh, actually, I think you need to make a concentration check, by the way, Hecubino, for your detect thoughts.
What does that entail?
Okay, so the DC is 10 plus the damage you took plus the level of spell you're casting. So what level spell is detect thoughts?
1.
So then it's DC 30, and it'll be a D20 plus your caster level plus your casting ability score modifier. So level plus wisdom mod for you.
Okay, so that'll be 9.
So it's a nat 20, or you lose the spell.
Right.
So detect thoughts fades.
Okay.
You can't get that singing out of your mind, and it disrupts your concentration. You can recast the spell if you wish, but just letting you know.
How many rounds would you say that was up?
It was up 2 rounds.
Okay. Did I get any of second round information before it went out?
Sure. So you could definitely detect that there were more thinking minds than the party by exactly 1. And you recognize, based off of your feel for it, that it was glitch that you were detecting. But you were 1 round away from having like location and surface thoughts.
Okay. Well, I'm looking around for traps, so I guess I'll focus on that for a bit.
Okay. So everyone is cautiously proceeding forward through the jungle, following Skritic's cryptic guidance and keeping Hecubino in a protective, like little shell of bodies. Is that about right?
Pretty much.
Okay. And you guys are getting closer and closer, you think, to the cabana. Why doesn't... I guess, who is leading? Probably Skritic?
I guess.
Well, I imagine you're not really running anymore much as like, protectively huddling around Hecubino with 3 of you attempting stealth, and the rest looking around in a paranoid way in every direction, and occasionally shooting blasters and flamethrowers and that sort of thing. So, Skritic, why don't you give me one more survival check?
Okay. 23 again.
Well, so unfortunately, this one is not good enough, and you pass through a laser tripwire, and some mines have been laid in the area, and they all start exploding. So everyone give me reflex saves. All 6 of you. Doesn't matter whether you're stealthed. The mines don't care.
Oh, no.
Where there?
9.
10.
Ooh, not
24.
20 from Sam.
15.
All right.
16.
Well,
Show off.
I've got good news for
Sam.
Quentin and Vanky.
Aw.
I know. It was 16.
No.
Everyone else, you're going to take 19 points of fire damage. Quentin and Vanky, you only take 9.
Okay.
That's the good news?
Yeah, that's the good news.
You save for half.
All right.
You saved for half, but more mines are exploding in the area. That was just the immediate volley. You think you've entered a minefield.
So it seems.
So this would definitely be the time to get out of here quickly. Or, I can just keep rolling these dice and making you guys make more saves. But, so Skritic, what do you do?
Take to the trees so I don't have to run on the ground where more mines might be.
Okay, Vangi, what do you do?
Can I basically, seeing how slow and hard a time Amu was having, pick him up and throw him out of this minefield?
You would probably be better off firemen's carrying him.
Cool. Then I'll try that.
More of a calamari carry, but
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Just
the
grab him by the
calamari carry, that's
shell.
what yeah.
just wrap him around you like a scarf. Fourth doctorate out of here.
Yeah, and then Quentin, you're able to turn, and it's a holovid, so it's not gonna. It doesn't. You can't do anything with this, but you do have this image of Amu wrapped around Vangi's back, and an explosion going off behind them, and they're leaping, and Quentin and
Slow-mo.
Okay, Hecubino, what do you do?
I'll run and I guess full defense again.
Running defensively, trying to take cover as you duck and weave through the trees and the jungle, as this ghost killer hunter seems to have its predatory eyes on you. Cool. Quentin, what do you do?
So I don't actually fly, so I can't really, fly over things.
Correct. You
But
hover.
could I launch myself?
I mean, you can try to internally adjust your propulsion. You've been meaning to do that more often, but you've been taking a lot of cheat days. So your propulsion systems.
All right, here's what I want to do. I want to get close to the ground. I want to point my plasma rifle down and fire, thereby shooting me up through the air like a clay pigeon and out of the line of fire for the explosive.
For these mines. All right.
Out of the minefield towards the area. That's critical.
All right. You're still going to need to engage those propulsion systems we talked about. So give me an athletics check, but you get a +2 bonus for the plasma boost you're giving yourself.
It's the plasma booster. Got it. How do you feel about a 26? That's a nat 20, baby.
You did very well. Quentin has this routine of coming up with off-the-wall ideas that somehow pan out pretty well.
That's not Quentin. That's Matthew.
Yeah.
Welcome to Critical Hit, Kevin.
Well, nice nat 20. I mean, that definitely is going to propel you. Like that helps. You're able to. You see a mine go off underneath you. You're like, yeah, I would have hovered right over that mine.
I'm gonna try and launch myself towards the coconut thing and like get a goal as though I were playing football.
Yeah, you can cut off a coconut on your way down. Bob, what do you do?
I'm going to, I guess, continue to stick with Hecubino, looking for probably the shortest path around this minefield. Man, that's a really, I have to use that. I don't suppose I could pilot him around, steer him around all the danger.
Unlikely, but you do think now that the mines have been activated, these are clearly mechanical mines. You know, like these are not, I mean, obviously I don't even know what kind, but they're not magical spell effects or anything like that. These are little devices that, just like the laser net left before, the Ghost Killer is clearly a technologically proficient hunter and uses that advanced technology to set its traps. So perhaps you could do something on that front.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see if I can't send out a low frequency that will disengage any of the electronics in these mines to turn them off.
Now, do you have the remote hacking ability?
Let me look and see if I have. I think I do. Yes, I do have remote hack.
Because we talked about it before in the dodecahedron.
Yep.
And so great, excellent. Why don't you give me a computer's check?
All right, I can do that. And I get a 28.
Excellent. So, you have to run. Unfortunately, they use a totally different language. It's filled with these weird glyphs. You're not sure whether it's counting up or counting down. Anyway, you're able to disarm several of the nearby mines, basically giving you and Hecubino a safe path to travel through. You can only do it within the distance of your remote hacking, and you're basically doing it on the fly, like as you run. It's like, oh, there's another mine. Better hack it before it blows up right on top of us. So you're basically creating a safe path for you guys to walk through.
Okay. Sounds good. Follow me, Hecubino. Stay close.
Run through, I assume. Yeah. Amu, you are on Vangi's back. What do you do?
Patch her up.
Nice.
Well, I'm not actually injured. I just have stamina damage.
Oh, do you not have any HP damage right now?
No.
You can always apply boosters.
I'd take it, especially that speed booster.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, you guys have been going through a lot of difficult terrain. I haven't worried about it because we're not tracking exact distances, but it is slowing you down, and I am keeping track of that. So a speed boost when running through the minefield seems like a good thing.
Yep, we'll do the double. Give her the speed boost that's +10 on speed and a +1 bonus to AC.
Sweet.
Excellent. And then back around to Skritic. As you're going through the trees, you see a shimmering force ahead of you, and it seems like it has actually come around you guys somehow and is now in front of you, and it charges towards Vangi. Skritic, you're the only one who makes this thing out before it begins its attacks. And Vangi, there's just no chance you could possibly see it. But as this thing attacks you, you suddenly see a shimmering field in front of you that is vaguely humanoid-sized. It's got to be tied for you for at least for height and weight, just general dimensions anyway, judging by its illusory cloaking silhouette. And what's your kinetic armor class?
Much higher than Hecubino's at 25.
Ooh, that is much higher. So you are flat-footed.
Oh yeah, that's true. But so that takes it down to 22.
No, that's not how flat-footed works. It's I get a +2.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. Yep. In Starfinder, they changed that, so it's just a status. But let's see here. So I need to add this up. You said it's 25?
Correct.
Ooh, then you are narrowly hit for...
Oh, wait. Sorry. Amu just gave me a +1 boost to my AC, so it's actually 26.
Then you are narrowly missed.
Woo, that's teamwork.
You're welcome.
You have 25 more hit points than you were about to.
Yeah, that's how we heal.
And it steps back towards the jungle. You can make out what square it's in, basically, like where it's standing, though your attacks will certainly have mischance against it, based off of this invisibility field it has. And it is blocking the path, and mines are going off behind you, but none are going off right around you right now. So that brings up Skritic. You saw all of that happen. It seems to take a swipe with some long bladed type weapon or spike from its arm, or limb. You're not really sure what it looks like yet. But you saw all of that transpire. You're still above them in the trees.
Would there be perhaps like a tree or a log nearby that's like seems to be infested with termites or other annoying insects that I could probably like jump on to release a buzzing cloud of annoying insects to distract it?
That seems like a survival check to look for such an opportunity and release it.
All right, I will try that. 23.
The only number you can roll,
apparently,
which is a 6. All right. So yeah, you look around, and there are these very brightly colored, beautiful, like green and purple and yellow and red insects that form like a little hive. They're all swirling around each other, and they're very, very pretty, and they clearly have some sort of collective intelligence. And they're kind of piecing together little bits of flower like flowers that they picked in order to make their colony inside this dead part of this tree. And you're like, yeah, those are probably poisonous. And you could just kick it and throw the whole thing down on the ghost killer.
Sounds good. I will do that.
Boom. So then those things, seem to sense its presence regardless of invisibility and are swirling around it, most likely distracting it, if not dealing some types of poison to it, some poison damage. Good work. Vangie, what do you do?
I would like to set the thing in front of me on fire.
Okay, that will likely burn these very pretty, possibly deadly, multicolored insects that Skritic has sicked upon it. Just FYI.
Oh, well then, how about I drop my burner and then pull out my pike and try to stab this thing.
All right. You run forward and go into melee?
Yeah. I mean, I'll run a little bit less
with
forward
reach.
because I have
Yeah.
reach. Yep, exactly.
All right. Why don't you give me a melee attack and also roll D100 separately for mischance. High is good for you. Low is bad for you.
I've got a 64 on the D100, so
good,
and a 26 to hit.
Yeah, you totally connect. Go ahead and roll damage.
Fantastic. Then, then take 15 cold damage.
All right, so your frost weapon bites into whatever this thing's shoulder area is, and you pull back, and some green blood spews everywhere, and it sizzles with some acid to mix our genres even a little bit more. Okay, Hecubino.
So I see Vangie stab the guy.
Yes. So the guy is a giant invisible force field thing that you can kind of make out, but that's now surrounded by swirling multicolored butterfly wasps, and has some green blood ichor dripping from one part of it that you can actually see.
I will try to command it.
Ooh.
To halt.
Command, you say? Yikes. So, that's a will saving throw?
Yep.
And what's the DC?
The DC is, since it's a level 1 spell, it's 16.
16. All right. And then what's the spell do?
If it hits, the target is dazed for 1 round, will negates.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so that's a level 1 spell?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that you definitely feel at least enough of a mental presence. You're like, oh, this thing doesn't show up on detect thoughts because it's another projection, but I'm still able to target it.
Right.
And it. So, what language do you say halt in?
I think I only speak common, so common or whatever it's called, basic. I don't know.
So for a moment, you feel like its mind has caved into you, but that it doesn't understand you.
Galactic standard.
So you think if you act really, really quickly, that is to say, right now, and communicate it some other fashion, you might be able to get it to obey, but otherwise the spell will fail simply because it doesn't understand the command.
I will do a full on stance, hand on the hip, stop, not Diana Ross. What am I thinking of? Yeah, like a full on Supremes stop.
Yeah.
Motion.
Diana Ross.
Yeah, it is Diana Ross. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Stop in the name of love.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. All right. So with that exaggerated motion, it reflexively understands what you're trying to convey to it, and then the shimmering pauses. Quentin, how do you follow up Hecubino's breaking the action?
So he broke the action. Okay. So clarify for me. When he zapped the glitch in the last simulation,
Mm-hmm.
did it die?
Well, probably not. You're guessing.
Because we're still in the simulations.
Right.
I wonder if
Seemed
I could find
quite hurt. And
if I
was
could
running
find it
away at top speed.
finally shoot it.
Yeah. Yeah. You do have this ghost killer hunter invisible creature. However, it's not moving anymore, so I would say that you have a pretty good idea of where it is, so you wouldn't take mischance because it can't take advantage of its cloaking field at the moment.
So I could shoot.
Absolutely.
I feel like shooting things. It's been that
Do it.
kind of. All right. Is that a melee attack?
For shooting it? No, that would be a ranged check.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty
Wait,
sure.
which one am I better at? Oh,
I
good.
think it's
When it
ranged
comes to range.
attacks. You have
Yeah.
long arm proficiency. Your dex mod is much higher than your strength mod.
20. I shoot.
Yeah. Let me double check. So are you targeting KAC or EAC with your weapon? What kind of damage does it deal?
Which would be better?
What weapon are you using?
This would
It's a
be
plasma rifle, right?
Plasma, so that's going to be energy.
Energy, yeah.
Well, that's good for you because that's the lower number. You hit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah. What's my damage? I don't think I've ever rolled damage on this thing before. Okay, roll D10 plus E and F times 5 divided by the square root of 7. Add in 3, carry the 1, subtract John Bon Jovi's underwear. So, what's my number? What am I doing? E and F plus 5. Is it just 1D10 plus 5?
Yeah, 1D10 plus 5.
Your plasma
Sounds about
rifle,
right.
yeah, it's a 1D10 plus 5.
What's the E and F?
Electric and fire.
Electricity and fire, which are the types of damage it deals. Plasma is a combination of both electricity and fire.
8 points of electricity and or fire. And right in the face.
You think. Not everything
right.
keeps its face where you expect it to be.
That's true.
All right. So Quentin blasts it. Bob, what do you do?
I'm going to see if I can do my remote hack on whatever's its cloaking system is to see if I can depower that and turn it off.
Yes, absolutely. You can attempt it.
18.
So you have access. You can identify it, but you are unfortunately being shut out by. It seems to have its own very, very basic AI that is intended to keep people from hacking its devices. So basically, you identify the system, but fail to meet the DC.
I just quickly say it's got a blocker. It's you can't hack into it.
Yep, no one could.
Well, I mean, they might if they were better, but
no, they don't need to know that. All right, Amu.
We're still on Vengi's back.
Yeah, sure. You haven't let go.
I'm planning on it. She's fighting a thing though, right?
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
I guess she's got the best possible.
You have syringes. Put a syringe right in its eye.
I'm assuming that would be even harder than normal, considering this thing's basically invisible, unless it's actually visible right now, and I missed that point.
Nope. Bob tried. Didn't quite get there.
And we're on Vengi's back, so I'm assuming there'd be some sort of extra. It's not hitting with natural weapons, is it? We've been able to see actual weapons.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that disc before. And, there was the laser net that it used and these mines. It definitely seems to you likely to be, a pretty technological, like, weapon-using creature. You can't guarantee that it isn't attacking Vangi with natural weapons, but it'd be a pretty safe bet that it's not.
Is anybody else getting attacked on the regular?
Me.
Yeah, I think it's just Hikibino.
All right. We'll shoot Ecubino with the AC bonus.
A syringe flies out from the Recreachi coral reef attached to Vengi's back and hits Hecubino painlessly in the arm.
Pretty much.
Shots.
Might be so
Down for what?
Yeah, I might have a sore arm for a bit. Let's not talk about the side effects.
Yeah.
So
Less than 1 in a million. Don't worry about it.
The
does that
benefits
do?
far outweigh the risks.
Typically.
Anything
What
else,
does that
Simon?
do?
No, I think we're good for that right now.
All right. The Ghost Killer Hunter takes its action, or rather, it would, but it has unfortunately parsed Hecubino's pantomime and knows that it must halt, or rather, stop.
Can somebody tell me what that thing that Hecubino got shot with does?
+1 bonus to AC,
Oh, thanks.
amongst other things that will happen later.
Cool. So Ghost Killer takes no action because it is halted, but it does continue to suffer the effects of the butterfly wasps. Yeah, this particular type of butterfly wasp is really aggressive. They like to lay their eggs and things. Ideally, the soft, fluid, like viscous parts of the body.
Okay, stop. Wasps are bad. Do not give me wasp nightmares.
Well, just think of them as butterflies then. Totally innocent butterflies. With
Said
no-
Lay eggs in your stomach.
Robert.
Matthew.
It was very nice of you to say stomach. I would have gone for like
No.
eyes.
No.
Nostrils?
Yeah, ears.
Ooh, right up your nose is kind of creepy.
Most people do sleep with their mouth open.
There you go. That's how they get in.
Hey, Rodrigo, could you play Quentin for the rest of the night? Because I'm going to go. I've got just enough time to sit in the shower rocking and crying for 11 hours before work.
I mean, give me another round. I got 18 hit points.
Okay, good.
Skritic, you are up.
All right. I think I'm just gonna kind of lunge and stab at the creature, or see if we can't take it out.
Awesome. Well, there's a lot of good natural terrain that you can take advantage of to try to trick attack him.
It would leaping down and swinging on a vine and wrapping around it.
Absolutely. Leaping
Alright.
down and swinging on a vine for sure counts.
All right, I will do that. Swing around the backside of a tree, so I quickly circle around at a different angle and lunge at him. So I'll try that. Would that be survival, or what am I rolling?
It's going to be survival, but with your +4 trick attack bonus.
Sweet. So I'll just roll that. So 30 with the +4.
Nice. Yep, that's going to be its CR plus 20. So that will trigger your trick attack. So you still get to make your regular attack roll, and
It's flat-footed.
Yep. It is flat-footed.
25.
Absolutely, that definitely hits. And then I think you're not rolling your trick attack damage. It looks like.
No, that's
So-
another 3d8.
Go ahead and roll that as well.
Plus another 10, so 14.
Yeah. It definitely has some sort of tendons. It looks like its legs are backwards, like a kangaroo's.
I see.
Its knees go the other direction. So you cut in front of its leg and sever some important, bits.
All right, and it'll be flat-footed until the start of my next turn.
Oh, so that's going to give everybody a +2 bonus to hit, basically.
Yep.
Good work. Very nicely done, Vanky.
Well, then I'm going to take advantage of that to hit, and I'll actually go ahead and full attack. So I'll make 2
Nice.
attacks on him.
2 attacks, each with a -4. Well, really -2 because of the flat-footed.
Exactly. So I will.
It doesn't have mischance right now because it's not moving.
Yep. So figured I'll go for it. I've got 12 is on the
That's
first
gonna
one.
miss.
Yep. But then I've got 25 on the second one.
Yes, hit.
All right. Then take.
I mean, a 4 was almost always going to miss anyway.
Exactly. So at least I kind of hedged my
That guy
bets.
gets extra roll, yeah. So,
Take 16 cold damage.
ouch! Definitely adding up. This guy is fairly tough, but you have dealt a decent chunk of damage to him. Okay. Anything else for Vanky?
Well, she'll just say, "Glitch, why don't you show up and I'll give you the same treatment? We're getting tired of this."
Hecubino.
I'll try to find Glitch.
In what way?
Visually.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
The awesomest way.
13.
You think you're right outside the edge of like the immunity challenge clearing, where people vote and you get immunity for the week, and just beyond that clearing, like once you're out of this jungle, you have to just run across the clearing, and then you're at your coconut cabana. And your cabana seems to have been constructed to have like a kind of like a. It's on stilts. It almost more looks like a where like a lifeguard would sit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a house on top of it, a small cabana house. That seems like a possible place he could be. You don't see him there because you can't see that far, but
I'll head over there.
all right. So you start walking on by, or rather running past the invisible ghost killer. Quentin, what do you do?
The invisible ghost killer is not dead.
Correct.
Knowing what I know about what I know, does it seem like he might be mostly dead?
Really hard to say. You know what? I'll tell you what. You can make a culture check.
Culture. Ooh, I'm not bad at that. All right, I'm going to take a culture. Wait, never mind. 27.
So they have a strange culture that you've only learned about by reading the lore on various infosphere pages, and they fight pretty tooth and nail. Like they're a crazed, super technologically advanced, but also like they have a weird hunting fetish, basically, of taking trophies and proving their ultimate superiority over all other species. So you're going to go with no. It's not about to die. These things are pretty tough. You can shoot it.
Do I know where it is?
Yeah, I mean, ish.
That word has so much power. Yeah. I believe I'm going to try to shoot it to distract it from Hecubino, who's going to whoosh by on his way to the Coconut Cabana, the hottest spot north of Havana. Okay, so there are a lot of numbers in this game. I just don't care for all these numbers. 26 to shoot it.
Very good. Hit. And then you roll that 1d10 plus 5. I mean, that's not a terrible analogy in that in Battleship, your foe is kind of invisible.
12.
Okay. Still trucking, but you continue to blast plasma right at the core of it. That can't be good for it. Anything else you do, Quentin?
I'd like to kill it and erase it from reality.
Well,
as a minor action.
Okay. Would you like to run following Hecubino, or are you staying put?
Yes, I would like to follow Hecubino.
Sounds good. As Quentin chases after Hecubino towards the Coconut Cabana, the camera turns to Bob.
Yeah, Bob's just going to open fire with his plasma rifle again and see if he can also do some damage before he goes to follow Hecubino.
All right, sounds good.
Wow, that's really sucks. 10.
Yeah, that does really suck. You miss.
Ah, boo. Well, I'll go run after Hecubino and do something to try to protect him.
Sounds good. Amu.
Are we anywhere near Hecubino?
You're behind Vangi at the moment. You could try to catch up. You're slow, unfortunately. You could double move and then you'd catch him, but then you wouldn't have a standard action. Or you could move and you would be within dart throwing distance.
I mean, we should be within dart shooting distance anyways.
Probably. Yeah, that's fair.
Hecubino's still being shot at, primarily?
I mean, it didn't take an action last turn because it got halted, so who knows. But of its
Fair.
actions, it has targeted Hecubino several times. Almost as though Glitch is afraid of Hecubino.
Hecubino's been making skill checks, hasn't he?
Yeah?
Like a lot of them?
Sure.
We'll shoot Hecubino with the combo one for +2 enhancement bonus to skill checks and +10 foot enhancement bonus to speed.
Amu throwing the buffs around. Quite
Is what we
literally.
do.
Are you staying put with Vangi or are you shuffling on?
We'll stay put with Vangi and make sure she doesn't go down if something worse happens.
All right. So, this thing is in bad shape, but it has a mission. And that mission is putting this retractable spike through Hecubino. So it is going to move, and because you know exactly where it is, and because it hadn't been moving before, I'm going to say that Vangi does get an attack of opportunity.
Sweet, I will take it. And I actually have a bonus to opportunity attacks because of my weapon enhancement.
Nice.
A 20 to hit?
20. Are you hitting EAC or KAC?
Oh, EAC.
EAC, that'll hit. Wow.
Sweet.
The pike, I guess, deals cold damage? That's nice.
Yep.
Oh, that's so good. It does not hit its KAC.
Sweet.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
Then I also deal extra damage on opportunity attacks. So that's going to be max damage of 21 cold damage.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it goes down, and the invisibility field drops with it. And it is, just a massive creature with like huge taloned hands, armor plates, strange alien features, kind of almost saurian in its look and in like vaguely reptilian, but not quite. It has like sensors over its eyes. And basically it's almost a cyborg, but also 7 feet tall and 300 pounds easily, mostly of muscle, and just like utility belt, lots of tons of weapons strapped to it. Thing actually seems pretty cool to you, Vangi. But you smack it down as it goes after your lifelong friend Hecubino, and it collapses, and then it turns slowly to look at you, and it makes that clicking laughter sound as its mouth opens up into this weird, like insectile / blade 2 opening maw, and it laughs. And you can see a countdown is in progress on its little armband in that strange language. And it looks like Oh no, he's got one of those mines on himself.
Oh, oh my. Then I will grab hold of Amu
Amu.
and run for it.
So many good explosions with you holding Amu. So the team can run forward out of the jungle with the ghost killer blowing up behind you, and you all like hit the sand of the immunity challenge area from the force of the explosion behind you. But Hecubino is the first one on his feet as he relentlessly moves towards the cabana.
I look for that guy.
Dun,
You
dun,
throw
dun,
open
dun.
the. Oh, admittedly, this cabana could be better. Yeah, shoddy
I
construction.
mean, if it's extrapolating that we built it previously, I'm sure it's completely shoddy.
Harsh,
all
that's-
right. What's the cabana like?
I'm guessing you said it was like on stilts.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's like one good stilt that it took us way too long to make, and then two pretty bad ones, and one that is just like it's literally hanging from it. Like it wasn't long enough, and we decided to, instead of root it on the ground and maybe try to extend it, we just attached it to the top and hope that if it falls in that direction that the stilt will catch it.
like a shock absorber.
Yep. And then
Excellent.
on the inside, there's like we can decide on the decor, so that it's like everything and anything and everything we could find, just like posters and also flowers and also some like
Aquatic
like
shells.
some shells, just like straight up like a pot with like some dried amu sticking out of it. Yeah, it's a mess.
It's a mess. And in the middle of that mess, sure enough, is someone else who's a bit of a mess, Glitch. He seems to be fritzing in and out a lot more, as though it's not really stable. And it'll look up at you and says, "This was just a job. No harm, no foul." And again, it's cutting out in and out all the time with weird staticky sounds.
I'll narrow my eyes and say, I hope someone's getting your hazard pay. And then I'll mind thrust them.
Excellent. And with that mind thrust, you finish off Glitch, and the simulation ends. And you are all back in the holographic amusement chamber that you remember being in for your mailbag not too long ago. Although, who's to say exactly how long it has been?
Oh, Grace, how long have we been in this room?
So Grace responds with a bit of that same stilted kind of poor infosphere connection sound, and she says, "Help, still covered in gremlins." And the door opens, and you see that there are many other lesser gremlins that have infested the Squeaky Clean, literally tearing the walls off and getting into all of its parts and systems.
No, we're going to have to end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. I know. You guys didn't want that to happen. Right here, finding an infestation of gremlins is probably the second worst thing that's happened to you today. But hopefully you're enjoying the show, and you can always follow us on our Twitter page at Major Spoilers or at Critical Hit, and let us know what you think. Also, using the hashtag Critical Hit is really great. A lot of people always using that to comment and talk about the most recent show. So, I guess, since we have to wait a week, I guess we'll just leave it with the good old outro. Here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2021 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.